Hello, viewers at home. You are welcome once again to another episode of Mike Uncensored. Today, on this episode, I have with me someone who has done Nigeria very proud, both at home and internationally. Is one of the Super Eagles legends who has had a remarkable career in Nigeria and in Europe. Is called a headmaster. He's a midfield maestro and he's a Super Eagles legend. I'm talking about Mutiu Adepoju. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. I mean, it's my pleasure to be with you.
It's a pleasure, sir. First of all, we want you to. I know you played for several years in Spain, and I know that you are a multi-linguist. So we want you to greet our viewers in Spanish. Just introduce
Well,
yourself, then greet your fans out there who are listening to you right now.
well, mi nombre es Mutiu Adepoju. Quiero saludaros a todo el mundo y estoy muy encantado de estar con vosotros.
So what does that mean, sir? Can you just briefly?
My name is Mutiu Adepoju.
Okay.
And please, I want to say hello to everyone that is watching all over the world, and I'm pleased to be with them.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Now, I know we have a lot of things to talk about within a very short period, but I want us to start from how you started. Your first professional club is Temo Scorpion. Is that correct?
Well, I would say that's correct.
Or did you play for any club before then?
Yes, I played for.
Okay, can we?
I started very early, very young. From secondary school.
Okay.
When I was in secondary school, Prospect High School.
Prospect High School. Okay, where is that?
High School,
Abanla. Is that which local government is that? Is that not Oluyole? Oluyole local government. Okay.
That's after Idia.
Okay. Are you from that part of the town?
Yes, we are from
Oduononla. Okay.
That's it's opposite Crane.
Okay. That's where your family compound.
And I started because my dad was working
in Crane. Yes.
So we lived at the quarters.
Okay, that's good.
That was where we started. And Crane used to. We still have a football club.
Okay.
And that was where we started. Crane Football Club.
Okay. So now, at what point did you discover that you have the talent of football in you?
Well, right from the when we were young, we play on the street, we play in the primary school. So we have, the primary school that I went to, Crane Staff School.
Okay.
We have, a standard, football field.
Okay.
In which, we all participated in playing football and all that as a young primary school children. And from there, I discovered that I have, so I continued. Even with Adepoju, we grew up
in the same area. Okay.
Yeah, and we played for Crane too. And that was how everything started. Till I got to the secondary school.
Okay.
While in Crane, we formed the Crane Sheriffs. That's the junior team of Crane Football Club. And from that, we graduated to Crane Football Club, where I was playing IFA League,
Ibadan Football Association, league. Okay.
So that was how
then, what position were you playing then?
I was playing as a midfielder.
As a midfielder.
Yes, midfielder or deep or deep. But that period, you won't be able to actually know what position you are just playing football. So some of us would say, I'm a defender, attack, and all that. Until when you get into understand
the nitty-gritty of the game,
and all that, then you know that this is where you are comfortable in, or where your strong is, and the coaches too.
Okay.
Knowing where you fit in.
Talking about coaches, you are number 8. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, meaning that you help the
Attacking
defensive.
midfield.
Okay, is
Attacking.
it more of attacking midfield or defensive midfield?
Well, football evolve and football change a lot. When I was growing up, I used to play deep in the midfield, and that's like defensive in the
In the
midfield,
midfield,
in
like the
front.
role Mikel played in Chelsea. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and as time goes on,
Wow.
the coaches too understand my characteristics and the way I live, because I love going
Go.
forward.
Okay.
So then now some of the coaches now start adapting me more into the
Okay.
midfield
Advanced
and advanced
positions. Okay.
position.
Okay.
And that was how I played when we went for Saudi 89.
Before we go to Saudi 89, you said I wanted to mention the clubs you played for before you played
Okay,
for
I
Thermo
played,
Scotland.
talking about, Green Sherrills.
Okay.
Yes. The junior team of Green, then Green
Okay,
Football
Dream
Club.
Football
I
Club.
played
Play for after Cream,
IFA League.
IFA League.
I played the IFA League. And then very briefly after my secondary school, I played for Ogunshun River Basin
Ogunshun River Basin.
Development.
Okay.
But we didn't really play league football. We play the Ogunshun League around there. And that was where I was first employed as
Okay. As a
after secondary school.
Okay.
No,
So
not as a professional, just to work and all that.
okay.
But as time goes on, I was invited into the Oyo State team, where we represented Oyo State in the National Sports
Sports
Festival.
Festival.
And
Okay.
that was in 1985, Quara 85.
Okay.
And from there was where Famous Scotland saw me.
Assigned
Was
you
called. Yes,
like a professional.
yes, and I was called. Football was not, that
Then
professional then.
okay.
But to play for a club, and a second division club, which Famous Scotland was then. It was from there I was signed in 1986 to play for Famous Scotland. So I played for Famous Scotland 1986, 1987, 2 years before joining Shooting Stars.
When you say sign, do you mean that they saw you, they discovered you, and they asked you to put a pen to paper, and they gave you something? Is that no? Because of the youth of today, how was it then? Like to sign the players in those days, at the grassroots.
For example, uh, uh, football was not professional, and there is
And at
nothing
that,
written
okay,
at that level.
okay,
They just approach you, and that was how I was approached. Famous Scotland, the owner of the club,
what's the name?
Chief Ogundoyin.
Chief Ogundoyin. Okay, Ogundoyin in Erua. Okay. Okay, Ogundoyin.
That's
Mm-hmm.
father of
The present speaker,
Present
House of
Speaker
Assembly,
of
House of Assembly. Okay.
and I was called. They sent me the driver to our house, and then they brought me
Mm-hmm.
to him. I was
Come and play for
invited
us.
to his house, spoke with me, come and play for us, and all that.
You didn't have a manager then, even despite the fact that you had played for Oyo State football team.
No. All those figures, not exist
Then it was all about passion and the interest of the game.
passion, interest, and all that. And
Okay.
No transfer was paid.
No transfer fee. Were you given stipend, something apart at the end of the
I
week?
was,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay.
Transfer this thing to club.
Okay, there was no transfer sign-on
nothing
fee.
was written.
Everything is just by
and all that. And now everything is professional.
Okay, of
and all
course.
that.
Now,
So it's
if you want to talk about the coach that first discovered you, like this guy has talent, this guy can play football, who would that person be?
Well, our coach is then in Green Football Club. Then one of them is called nickname. The nickname was Eye. And, they saw in me that that I had this talent I could play, and the passion was there and all that. So and they brought me into the senior team of Green. We all play in streets. Then
Exactly.
I
Sure.
told you we have
Mm-hmm.
a school where we have a big field and a small field where the area we play. What do they call it? All this just
Okay.
football
Football. Okay.
every evening
Okay.
and all that. So all those things really taught me to be strong
To
and
be
all that.
exactly.
So those coaches. But when I was invited into the Oyo State team, uh, it was Coach Adepoju that invited me.
Okay.
And my uncle was a coach with shooting stars too and all
Okay.
that.
What's the name?
Dauda Adepoju.
Said
He's
that the
in the
Adepoju.
Knicks.
Okay.
He's in the
Okay.
Knicks now.
Okay.
Played for shooting three.
Three
IICC
ICC then.
that
Okay.
then, and he coached IICC then and all that. So they all saw all those things in me and all that. But when I signed for FEMO, I started improving gradually, and before I now get to shooting
Shouldn't
stars,
start.
because of course, I've played against shooting stars
Okay. Couple of
many
times.
times
Okay. During the
during
local
the
competition, maybe
local
challenge. Okay.
challenge cup
Oh,
and
got it.
IFA league. And all that.
Now, you were when you were playing for Shooting Star, you are also a student of University of Ibadan. Then, even now, players at that level, they don't tend to take higher education seriously like that. They always like to concentrate on their playing career. So, how did you combine the both?
On the it wasn't easy, you know, because actually I was in famous Scorpion when I was admitted into the University of Ibadan just to do
Okay.
certificate
Certificates.
in physical and
Okay.
health education. You know, that period we finished secondary school. I was working,
Okay.
so from there we were thinking that yes, we want to play football and
You still want to
we want
study?
to study.
Okay.
My result had not come out
Come out then.
then
Okay.
from and we had opportunity of going to do certificate course in physical and education,
Education.
and later diploma
Okay.
course and all that in physical and education, and I opted
Okay.
for it even though playing football. So from when I was in famous Scorpion, we had the admission. So we used to
Okay.
go from
Okay.
and they allowed us to be in uh, school Monday to Friday.
Friday.
Friday we
Okay.
go to Erua. Then
Erua.
from there,
Okay.
if we are going to play at home, play, and then if we are going away,
Away.
we
Okay.
travel
Okay.
away and come back to school on Monday again to start. So it wasn't, an easy task,
Task.
but
But you were still able
we
to.
were able to
Hey,
try
it was.
to.
I don't know if it's correct. It was when you were playing for Shooting Stars that appellation, the headmaster, became very popular.
Well, actually, I have started.
Okay.
Scoring goals.
With
Even
heads,
with Ed, even when I was in famous
famous
Scorpion
popular.
before then and all that, I really love. That aspect, and I tried as
Which
much as possible.
aspect
Aspect of scoring goals
goes
with the head,
which?
because definitely, there's pull out, there's corner kick and all that.
Sure.
Yeah. But when I got to shooting stars, it was when it was really, really
Became a household.
also, yeah, because it was a league, though not first division, because shooting stars went to
Okay.
relegation
Okay. Then that
that
year, which
year.
year was that?
That was in 1988.
Okay.
So they were playing in the second division in 1988 when we signed,
Okay.
when Famous Scorpion disbanded,
Okay. Was
and they
disbanded.
asked
Okay.
us to come.
Okay.
We did trials, although they have seen me play
Okay.
against them several.
Okay.
And even when I was in Femo, I even played one game at Oliver Stadium for shooting
Shooting
stars,
stars. Okay.
because it was Chief Ogundoyin.
Ogundoyin.
He really loved shooting stars even
Sure.
before
Sure.
I was fan of shooting stars before he
Establish his own.
established his own
Okay.
famous
Ball club.
Scorpion.
Okay.
So when we just went to watch football at Oluwadan Stadium to watch Shooting Stars, without knowing that he was there, and I don't know what really happened. Maybe the team was not enough, and he just called me and Jimo Balogun.
Okay.
And we dressed for Shooting Stars. So I had already played for Shooting Stars before signing for Shooting Stars the following year.
Okay.
So and that was how it started. Then when we got to Shooting Stars, they asked us to come and do, not really try, but just to
At
train.
least the
Just to train, and then we went there. It was Coach Eni Akonde and Coach Felix Olabi then, and they saw us play, and they brought us into the team.
Okay, what year was that?
That was in 1988.
1988.
And that same year, we got promoted back to the first division.
Now, scoring with X, is it an act of talent or through training?
It's, partly talent, and when you know what you have, then you work on it, and then you train it. I tried to master the functionality of being able to. For example, I train very, very hard. And
how do you mean very hard?
Well, whenever in training, and sometimes I do extra training and all that. So I master them in the functionality and then in the nitty-gritty of what it is to jump, how you can. You must have calculations.
Okay, why the ball is on flight.
And you must be able to jump and lift
at the right time.
And you must have a vision of the goalpost.
Okay.
Where you will know even when you are not facing
goalpost, you have to turn your head
and be able to know where it is and where the goalkeeper is, and be able to contact with the ball.
Wow.
At the right time.
So it's a process. It's not just that the ball is coming.
And then you just put it will go to anywhere. But you have to calculate everything, and then you have to know where you want to put
But you taught all this, or it is through determination?
It was true. Nobody taught me.
So it wasn't that you were placed on a special program by the coaching crew?
At all. And even I was never placed with any coach. Rather, the coaches, when they know what I have, play to the capacity and all that, they must be pull out. And then you know that during those periods, we always play on the wings where there is pull out.
Now, the reason why I asked this question is that recently I was reading an article about Arsenal this season. Now they have been able to score a lot of goals from set pieces, through corner, blah blah blah. Unlike Arsenal of yesteryear. So the players were saying that they had a coach, a set pieces coach, so to speak, who teach the players how to position themselves and stuff like that. Now, I now begin to wonder that after your exit, after you retired from the Super Eagles, you have not really had that kind of player that can score with goals. So can we say that it is the fault of the coaching crew or the fault of the players themselves?
Well, I won't say it's fault of anybody, because everybody has his own way of viewing coaching and viewing football. Do you understand? Each coach know what the kind of players he has, and their how to play to their capacity and all that. So
so we have top players now in the Super Eagles. Yes, we have the like of Osimhen, the guy that plays for Bayer Leverkusen, Victor Boniface. We have fantastic players, and yet
it depends on it depends on the players. I know that Osimhen has that capacity because he's tall.
And he do score. Yes, a lot of headed hair. It is there.
So it now depends on the coaches, how they place the player, how they train the players, how the pull out is going to come, and how what. I could remember that You see how I am. Even when
Mm-hmm.
I was very young,
Hmm.
not that tall.
Of course.
But sometimes I could jump, depending on the calculation of the ball and
Wow.
all that, jump higher than somebody that is taller than me, and
So,
then score the goal.
Ghost, if I get you right now, is it right to say that sometimes, or probably in life, or let's zero into football now, effort will produce greater result compared to someone who has a talent but doesn't really put in much effort?
Definitely, if you have a talent and you are not putting the effort and you are not putting that talent into use, it's nothing. Yeah, it's
Now,
nothing.
if you find yourself in NFF now, or probably the technical department of NFF now, would you put in place some of these things we are talking about? Like, if I got it right, it is not through open play that a team should score goals. A balanced team should be able to score goals from open play, from set pieces, from free kick and stuff like that. So
Definitely.
would you put such things in place?
Well, definitely, we have to look at the kind of players, because sometimes too, the kind of players that you have, the capacity they have, and the talent that the players have can help a coach in designing what kind of pattern, what kind of game model you want to establish in the team. So definitely, I will look at what
What you have on
I
ground,
have on ground,
that
and
will not determine the kind of
determine
pattern.
of
Okay.
thing. Then probably help even the players in some aspect that they are not used to, and even teach them or train
Yes,
them
you have to
in
push
that
them.
aspect,
Okay.
and train them in that aspect.
Okay. It was when you were in Shooting Stars that you got a call up to Saudi
To
1819. Tell us
under
about
20.
that. How did it happen? How did you get who
Well,
informed you about it?
actually, let me just say it. I was invited into uh, junior national team. I would say under
Under
17,
under
under
okay,
20,
under 17, okay,
after the Quara 85 in
okay.
1986, in which I went to
1986.
Lagos. Yes,
Okay.
the camp that was invited for under 17,
Under
under
17 World
20.
Cup then. You
Then,
want okay, no, you want in 1985. Okay. So another
I
after that there's
was,
another
no,
okay,
no, no. I went to Quara 85.
Okora
That's the
85
National Sports
Sports
Festival.
Festival.
And
Okay.
it was there they saw me.
Okay.
Then in 1986, when they
86
were inviting players, I was
players.
in Femo then,
Okay.
and I was invited
Okay.
to
To the
Lagos,
okay.
but dropped too again,
Hmm. Okay.
which was I felt
Painful.
very yeah
Okay.
painful. I felt very bad. I even was thinking that I was not going to go back to play and all that, but definitely
Okay, you
I
thought you should have been in
continued.
the team.
I mean, when you are dropped, definitely all anybody that is invited and you be pained,
Okay.
and that was what happened. And then a young guy that has not have enough capacity of reasoning very well. And all that. So in 1986, I was dropped. In 1988, I got into Shooting Stars. I was playing in Shooting Stars, and I was invited into the under 20. The under 20 was camped here in Ibadan, Liberty Stadium, and we were playing our
Okay.
Shooting Stars and all that. And we have already started the league. I've started scoring goals and all
Goals.
that. And the coaches saw me, Coach Tunde Disu
Today this week.
and
Okay.
Elechi Emetiel saw me, and they invited me back into
Ah,
the under
ah.
20. And that was how everything started, and I never looked back.
I think you won a silver medal in the Saudi
In the
89
Saudi
team.
89,
You
yes, we
lost
lost to
to
we lost to
Portugal 2-0. But before then, you played in one of a memorable matches that has ever been played in a football pitch. That's against USSR.
USSR, yeah.
The what is now called, or what is
Miracle,
popularly known as the Daman Miracle. Tell us
miracle,
about
yeah.
that match.
Well, there wasn't anything mysterious about the match.
You lost 4 goals in the first half.
Yes, we were losing 2-0 in the
Okay.
first half.
Okay, 2 goals. Okay.
Then 2 goals again. Immediately we entered the second half and
Making
making
4.
4-0. And we remaining 20 minutes and the miracle just started.
You scored the first goal, if I.
No, I
Okay.
didn't score, but I gave
Okay, assist. Okay,
It
to
was Owen that scored the first and
first and
second
second goal. Okay, 2 goals. Okay, through free
through free
kicks.
kicks.
Okay.
Then the third goal was through Sami Niger, a defender, central defender that came from the back and then went upward and he scored the goal. Then the equalizer was scored by Luka Ogbade.
A defender too.
Well, he was playing in the midfield.
Okay, then. Okay, in that team. Okay.
And I was the one that gave him the assist for the pass.
I read. I wanted to put it in the right perspective that what the team was thinking when they were leading you by 4 goals to nothing was just to make sure that you didn't concede more goals. That if you could just chip in 1 or 2 goals, just to make the score line looks respectable, and all of a sudden started popping in the goals.
I think when we considered the fourth goal, we were just thinking ourselves that it couldn't go worse than this.
What else again?
And what else again? Then let's just put our mind on them and play
the normal game,
football, normal game, and then we shouldn't be more fear or anything again. And just had that opportunity. We had a free kick, and the fact and the good thing that we had then was that we all know ourselves and we know our strong points and weak points. So we already knew that Christopher Owen, there is no free kick that he has been playing.
Wow.
During the qualifiers that he has not been.
What team was he playing for in the local team before he got up?
Yeah, he was playing in I think Ostota and later ACB.
Okay.
So we knew he's very good. He was very good in free kick with his left foot. Wow. And we just.
So when the opportunity arose, just asked him to.
I organized they fouled somebody.
Wow.
In the first goal, and then we don't argue with each other. We all know our strength. We had free kick.
You know the right person to play.
We know the right person to play. Everybody just get away and then let him play it, and we scored them in the first goal, and it was good. So we now said, yeah, 4-1 is better than 4-0. Then we continue playing again. So I had a ball in the midfield again. I wanted to dribble and then they brought me down. Another free kick, which was intentional. That we should try.
It was intentional.
I mean, from us to get free kicks.
That's what I'm saying. That you intentionally try to dribble. So that the Russian player, so that you can bring it out, and you know that you have a right player who can.
They had that strong. 4-0. Any team will just, lose energy and concentration and all that. So let's just see what and play them in the second one again, and that was where everything started coming to us. That yes, if we can score 2 goals. As well, and the first goal, before the first goal, it was like 22 minutes to the end of the game. So they already were thinking that
the game was won
and all that. So when we got the second goal, and nobody knew what got into Sam Elijah's head to leave him in the defense, and he gave a pass and started going forward. Forwards. Normally a defender will not do that. Except if they are in need. So he just went off, and they just gave him the pass, and he scored them in the third goal. And that was when he said, if we can score 3 goals,
we can as well.
we can ask, well, equalize. So we now, goals, always, give you energy and
Sure.
more strength and all that. And the energy now came, and we now started playing. So I got, the ball again from, like I said to you, that we know ourselves very well. I was a midfielder.
Okay.
I can carry the ball. I can give passes. I can do every other thing on the field, and I now even have, strength, power in the midfield, and speed.
Okay.
So when I was given the pass, I dribbled in somebody. I knew that Dimeji Lawal is very good on the wing,
Okay.
on pull-outs, on everything and all that. So when that's another thing. Then I knew that Nduka Ubade too has speed.
Okay.
So he was playing midfield with me and all that. So when I got the ball, I was already approaching the the half
Okay.
of the Russian, and I just saw him take off
Okay.
from my behind
Okay.
me, and he was going into the
Was
so
advancing
into
to
the
the Russian.
space.
Okay.
Yes, and I saw the space. I saw that he has the speed. I saw a space in between the defender. I just put the ball for him there, and he used his speed. Before he got to the 18, the goalkeeper was coming, and he just chipped the ball above the goalkeeper. That was
That was
how we
how.
got the equalizer.
So
So we knew ourselves. Because we stayed there almost maybe 1 year plus or 2 years in
in the
camp
camp.
together. So we knew what every
So
one of us had.
it wasn't as a result of pep talk from the coaching crew that
Yes,
really
well, definitely there was going to be pep talk. In the halftime, yes, they spoke with
scored two
us.
goals.
Yeah, they scored 2 goals in the halftime, and the coaches, tried to make corrections and all that, and we came back and they scored another two
Two
goals.
goals. At that
So
point, I now felt
there was no room for pep talk other than them giving us
the
instructions
instructions. Okay, shouting from the touch lines. Okay.
from the touchline and all that, and everything just came like a miracle.
Okay,
Like
so
God.
after that match, what really happened? You had the fantastic team there. Can you still recollect at least the first 11? Can you still recollect the team?
Yes, we had either Agos Ekeji
Angus Page, okay.
or Emeka Amadi in
Okay.
goal. Right back we have Michael Yemachara.
Michael Machara.
Left back we have Bawa Abdullahi.
Bawa Abdullah, yes, Bawa Abdullah.
Central
Wow.
defense we have either we had four, but we had Sam Elijah,
Elijah,
Oladuni Oyekale,
Yekale.
or Chinedu Ojari, or Slate. Then this mini boy Slate too.
Okay.
I just
Okay, let's
that.
go to
Then
the
in the
midfield.
midfield we have myself, we have Chris Onwosu,
This one also
we have
Uduka Obade.
Uduka Obade that could even play on the right.
Okay.
On the right, so we combine all those things. Then we had Peter Ogaba
Agaba.
and Dimeji Lawal on the right. We have Chris Ohain on the left, or Tony Emedofu,
Okay.
Oropo, and myself, Nwosu. Then Jimo Balogun in the attack,
Okay.
and we get Osondu.
Okay, Phillips Oxondo, okay.
Yeah, so we had them in quite a series of players.
Would you say the team individually now was able to attach, to achieve their potential going forward in their lives? Like you left, you signed for a Spanish club. We are still going to talk about that. Do you feel that individually, okay, like for instance, uh, uh, when we watch European teams at the junior level, you see the players, there, and the same thing with you. Coming from that team, you played for several years, you played in 3 World Cups, you know, what really happened? Probably except for Dimeji Lawal, how many players from that team progressed to the national team?
Um, very, very few. Yes, I know that. The Major Lawal, at some point, we came together to the national
Super
team.
Eagles.
Yeah,
Okay.
Super Eagles. Then Chris on air to some at some point, and aside that, I think not
There wasn't really
really
many of them.
many
Okay.
many of us that were able to get into the Super Eagles.
Okay. So how many of the players in that team were able to sign for European teams? Maybe after the tournament.
Well, after the tournament, I think myself, Nduka Obade,
Okay.
uh, yes, Nduka too was able to get into the national league
National
because he
team.
was in
Sure.
camp for the 1994
World Cup.
AFCON and World Cup.
Okay.
Um, yes, the players that were able to, myself, Nduka Obade, the Meji Lawal, Chris Owen,
Okay.
uh, I think Angus KG,
Okay.
who again?
Okay. So
I
what
think
team did you sign for? I mean, what European club
yeah,
came
Real
for you?
Madrid, Casilla.
Okay.
That's it,
So
Casilla.
how was
The
the
second
experience
team.
like during that period?
Yeah, the experience was good,
Okay.
but initially uh, it was tough. It
Hmm.
wasn't straightforward, but at the end it materialized and we were able to do well.
Now, what I want to ask now is this: when you got to that team, definitely you are going to go on. Did you go on trials?
Not really,
Okay.
not trial. We were taken to the team. Already, they had an agreement here with
Okay.
Julius Berger and all that. So when we got to the team, uh, uh, definitely they have to see us that we are okay physically and all that, and then we trained. We
Okay.
trained for a few days, and the medicals was done. And
Okay. So meaning that when you left shooting, you signed for Julius Berger before you now
yes,
play for when
yes, I signed for Julius
Julius
Berger. I
Berger.
played for
Okay.
Julius Berger for 6 months.
6 months.
Yes,
Okay.
it was I left when I was in shooting.
You got the call up to the Saudi
To the
89
Saudi 89 team.
team.
We
Mm-hmm.
went to Saudi 89
89. Okay.
in January or February. Came back
You came back
February.
to Nigeria.
Then
Uh-huh.
when I came back to Nigeria, I
So you
signed
left
for
shooting
Julius.
stars.
Yes, because
Okay.
like I said, things were not really professional that time. There wasn't anything binding
Okay. Binding
players
player.
to
So
to
it's
the
like a
team.
more of
Just
free
like
entry and free exit.
exactly, because you only sign a form that you are going to play, and form the process in NFF and all that, and nothing is binding you
No,
that
that
you have to.
lawyer.
Nothing like that. Yes, nothing that you sign that we say
Okay.
we have signed him
And you
for
must,
how many years or this thing. So players go freely from 1 year.
okay.
You play here and you can move to another without
Okay.
anybody. So it was now that there is
Okay.
legal
So that
processes.
when you now go to the Europe, now did I want to see that the level of the training at the local level was it useful? Did they have to like teach you some basic uh, footballing techniques? What was it like? What is the differences between the training at the in Nigeria and the training out there in Europe, even as at then?
Yes, as at then, there wasn't anything that was new for us.
Okay.
But what was new was the facilities that they had,
Okay.
and the facilities that we were opened to here.
Okay.
Uh, I will give kudos to the coaches here then
Hmm.
for what they were able to teach us before we getting into the professional. The difference, just the facilities, the ways, and what they are exposed to,
Supposed to
and what our coaches are exposed to. Even the semi happening right now. Not
right now.
every club will be able to say that they are exposed to the facilities that professional, clubs in Europe,
Europe.
for example, clubs in La Liga have now today.
Hmm.
And well, without being with the exception, I know that Raymond Stars
Okay,
have
Raymond
the
Stars. Okay,
facilities and
okay, okay. That can be
the,
compared
yeah, with the
with what
teams
they have in
in
Europe.
Europe.
Okay.
Probably, I don't know, I think Rivers United or any other team. But talking about professionalism, having facilities enough for you to be able
To
to play and
develop.
to develop very well, I think you still have it more in Europe.
Okay. Could that be the reason? Like if you look at the Super Eagles setup now compared to your own days now, we have more of players who was developed in Europe now coming to play for Super Eagles. Like it was Arsenal Academy product. It was these products. Now you begin to wonder what happened to the players at home. Could we say it's because of the gulf of difference in facilities that is responsible for this?
Well, I think, without, being this thing, we have talent in Nigeria, abundant talent
Okay.
in Nigeria. But we are talking about, the facilities and the way of, developing our players and all
Players.
that to the highest level. We are still short in
So,
facilities.
so we could say that the absence of facilities stunts the growth of players in Nigeria.
Well, I think, that will be part of it.
Okay.
Because if you're talking about, the facilities they are exposed to in Europe, and we'll talk about the facilities
That we
and
have
the
here.
way we develop our players here. They are two different things.
Yes,
That's
entirely.
entirely, and I think, like I said, we have talent.
Yeah.
We have to be exposed to more facilities that will develop players more to
Oh,
the level
okay.
of what they
Okay.
have.
So now let's talk about your stint in Europe. You played for a couple of Spanish clubs in Europe. So let's talk about that trajectory from the Real Madrid club, and no, you play for, I think is it Real Sociedad.
Yeah, I play
Then,
for
so
Real
let's
Madrid,
please talk about that, and
Racing
let's now
Santander, Real Sociedad.
transit to your call up to the US 94 team. We talk about your transitions, your trajectory in
Well,
Spanish clubs. Let's
like
talk
I said, to continue with what we were saying before, I got to Spain, then
from the
I
Real
couldn't the
Madrid
Real
team
Madrid
B.
team B, and I couldn't play the first year because of medicals, and
Okay,
then the second year, before the end of the first year, I was signed back because the medical was okay.
okay.
Then I started playing the second year. And that second year was when I was invited into the senior national
National
team.
team.
But I had been invited before traveling to Spain
Okay,
when uh, we had some 1990 World Cup qualifiers.
hmm,
I was in camp but did not play.
okay,
Immediately after Saudi 89, I was in
okay,
camp with
okay.
them,
But
but
you
I did
couldn't
not
break into that team.
break into the
Okay,
team until I traveled. Then in 1990, I was invited, August precisely, and I played my first. I had my debut with the senior national team, I think August 30,
okay.
1990, and that
Hmm.
was a qualifier for
Okay.
Senegal 92.
Senegal 92.
And that
Okay,
was
you
sort
were
of
part of the teams to the Senegal 92 where you won
exactly,
bronze. Okay,
yes.
did you play
I played
in all the
everything.
matches? How many goals did you score?
I scored one goal
Okay,
against
against
Ghana
Ghana.
in
Okay,
the
is that on the
semi-final.
semi-final? Okay, I bet. Are
But
you? I bet the player scored. Is it equalizer or the winning goal?
I think the winning
Okay,
goal he
okay,
scored. So
okay,
we got to the semi-final and we won bronze, beating Cameroon in
okay,
the last game. And I played all
okay,
the games
okay.
and all them right from my debut in 1990. I played all except the ones I didn't come.
Okay.
That the club didn't
Release you.
release me. And
But is it true that club then in Europe, they did tell players, especially African players, not to honor national team.
Yes, of course. I mean, for example, that period, there wasn't this law that
Okay, then, okay,
then
exactly then,
yeah,
okay,
there
that
wasn't anything
a
like
player must honor
FIFA
once,
Day and
okay,
all that
okay,
until afterwards. I mean,
okay,
when
when they
they
have to harmonize,
mandate,
okay,
when they harmonize
organize,
and mandate that
okay,
all
that
the
once a
clubs
player is given
invited,
invited, he must
he
be
must
released.
release
Now,
and
my
all that.
question is this: Brazilian players, I mean Argentine players, no matter what, they will go and play for the national teams. Now, if you want to look at the Nigerian players, you see some of them, they kind of connive. Is it as a result of, uh, should we call it lack of patriotism or what? Why can't Nigerian players then stood their ground and say, okay, I've been invited, I'll go?
You see, he who pays
The
the
piper
piper
takes
dictates
the
the tune.
thing. Yes.
Like I said, there wasn't any rule or FIFA day or anything. And then nowadays, FIFA day, no club play.
Okay,
There is
exactly,
no
sure.
club
Yes, exactly. No, no,
engagement,
no club
and
activities. Exactly.
activities. All that. But then, they invite you and you go. I mean,
Okay.
probably
By
somebody
the time
will,
you come back.
by the time you come back, you are risking somebody must have, taken
You know,
your place.
Mika said it that that was what made is it
Aside,
Antonio Ponte.
aside that, aside that, if a club signs a player and they are not cool with him going to the national team because of the engagement that they have and all that, probably some players might think that, and
Hmm.
not if they cancel the
At least
contract of the
what
players and
happens?
all that, what happened? Is it
They have
So those are the
I
things, and I think that was the reason why
okay, why
FIFA
okay,
stood
had to
down
like
and said yes, the clubs are important, the national teams are important,
okay,
and they are the one in charge of football, and
okay,
they have to harmonize this so that none of them will lose, not
okay,
the club or the national team, and that's the reason why
okay,
they brought
right,
up
okay,
with the situation of
okay,
FIFA dates, and anytime there is international
okay.
matches,
You have to
the leagues will
okay.
be on hold.
Were you part of the Tunisia 94 team
Yes,
where you won the trophy?
yes,
Rashidi Yekini, the late Rashidi Yekini was the, I think, the MVP. He won the MVP award.
yeah,
Is that correct?
highest goal scorer.
Now, it was that team, the core of that team that formed the US 94 team. Is that correct, sir?
The core of
The core of the Tunisian 94 team
yes, that formed the
that formed the.
1994 World Cup team.
Is it true that there was caucuses? There is all in any group of people, there is always caucus. Is it true that there are caucuses, there were caucuses, and because of the fact that there's this thing as a journalist, there's this thing we learned then that when Rashidi Yekini won the was it the MVP during the US 94 team, I
Yeah,
think it
it
was
was correct.
given that normal thing he ought to have done is to, that's the normal thing the players do, like share the money at least with the team. I think as in because it's a team
Well,
game. It's
I
not,
don't know.
you
I don't
cannot say that
know.
I'm the best.
There's
Now let me quickly, because a
okay.
player cannot say he's the best because he wasn't the one that just picked the ball from the goalpost and scored. Some other players. So that the normal thing that some players do is that when they won an award like that, probably in terms of cash prizes, they try to like uh, give their fellow team players. That Rashidi Yekini did not, late Rashidi Yekini, of the blessed memory, did not do that, and
Well,
that was
I'm
what
not
happened to.
aware that any money was paid to any player that won highest goal scorer or anything like that.
Okay,
I'm not aware. I don't think any money was paid to Rashidi Yekini then and
now
all that.
I don't.
So
Okay,
so where that is coming from is what I don't know.
you don't know. Okay, now my question is this: was there any attempt to ensure that the striker then, I mean Rashidi Yekini, did not score much goals as he did during Tunisia '94?
I'm not aware of that. I was in the team, and like every other team, you cannot. There will be some friends
Okay, sure.
than others.
Sure.
In a team of like 25
25, yeah.
players, and listen, some players, yes, there's supposed to be unity, but
Okay.
some players would be more closer to each other than
Dance
other
different
players
players.
and all
Okay.
that. But during that period, they were talking about uh, what do they, what are they calling it?
Say Odudua,
No, 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 no.
okay.
How many of us are
Okay.
Odudua in
Okay.
the team? Uh, oh, what do they used to say that there is mafias
Mafia. Yes,
in the
mafia.
team
Thank you.
and
That's
all
the word.
that.
Okay.
I'm not aware of it because me, I was open to
Everybody.
everybody,
Okay.
and I never thought that anybody was, victimizing me and all that. So I did not think of anything like the Rashidi Yekini and all that. Whatever happened on the field stays on the
In
field,
field.
and what happened in the dressing room stays in
Then
the
it's next
dressing room.
dressing room. Okay.
But there's a lot of speculations
Okay.
about people. Yes, there's bound to be speculations
Okay.
from what they see and
Okay.
what people see and all that. But I think some people go beyond, above board
Okay.
to spread all those things and all that. So
Is
that's
it is it fair to say a player is the best player in a team, whereby we know that it's a team game? Some people think that morally
yes.
it's not fair.
Let me just it's happening now.
Okay.
Man of the match,
Man of the match,
the best man
the best.
of the team, and all that. And that team, yes, it's a team game.
Okay.
It might fall on you now and fall on somebody else,
Yes.
depending on what you play, the way you play, and what you do. It is the performance and all that. There are some players that do more than what people see, but they are not
They
given
got, like the defensive midfielders now. They did
exactly.
a lot of work because they don't get to score
Exactly.
goals. People don't give them the
So
credits. Okay.
it depends on the people watching that will be able to say, okay, he is going to be the man of the match and all that, and everything is.
Do you?
For me, it's a team game,
Okay.
and whoever is given that,
To be supported.
applauded,
Okay.
and
Okay.
applauded.
Okay. You don't have any
How come
problem with
I don't have any problem. I've always been. Yes, I will do my work. I always do everything that I am supposed to, that even the coaches asked me to do, or even more than what I was asked to do on the field. But whoever gets this thing is the team. You understand? So if somebody is given the highest, I have to support that person. I don't have to be angry. Once I satisfy my conscience that I did what I am supposed to do on the field. I played for so many of what they used to call playing for your teammates. You have to do that for your teammates and for the team to be strong and all that. So one, at least you should not have feelings that I was not recognized. Yes,
you don't deter the person
from doing what he's supposed to do. And I'm happy today that everybody recognized me,
of course,
and the whole country, and appreciate what I did then and all that. And I have to stay.
Who is your own goat between it's the coaches, the greatest coaches in the world? They have spoken about it. Players have spoken about it. Who is your own goat? This thing about the greatest of all time between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Who would you say that stands out?
I don't normally do that because I know both of them stands out, and so many other players stands out. And if there are no other players, probably they won't be able to,
of course,
play and get to the level that I love both of them because they do their job, they play their game and all that. And
so you don't have any preferred.
So I don't have any preferred. I would have loved the two of them to play in the same
Same
team.
thing. Okay. Now, if you have to be a coach, would you be a Mourinho kind of a coach or a Guardiola kind of a coach? You know, Mourinho is a is a pragmatist. You know, he doesn't care the beauty how a
Yeah,
team plays. His own thing is to score goals. Whereby
I
to
would,
Guardiola is the process. You know, it's
yeah,
about how you started, even right from your goalpost. So, which coach would you have been?
mixture of both.
No, you can't be the mixture.
I will be mixture of both because I will
Like,
make sure that
who
my
is that
defense is
coach now that is, you
wait,
know,
wait, wait,
an hybrid of the two?
wait.
Okay,
I will make sure that my defense is tight and all
okay.
that. Though I would like to have the ball, like
Maybe
you agree.
like a Chabi Alonso kind of a team.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like to have
Would you love to
you
be
know,
Chabi Alonso kind of a coach?
I would like to be like myself. Do you understand? You don't understand what I
I
mean.
don't.
The defense has to be
Okay,
tight and
solid.
solid, and that's
And you have
Mourinho. That
okay,
you are talking,
eh,
but not packing the bus.
okay, okay. You
But I will
against you
have.
don't like that.
I will
Your team will
let
not be packing the bus.
you see. You didn't. It seems that you didn't understand them. What
No, I
I'm trying
do,
to
I
tell you.
do, I got it.
Now, both processes
Uh-huh.
are good. The defense has to be strong,
Okay,
and the processes would be that the attack will support the defense too.
okay,
Then having the ball.
okay.
The more you have the ball, the less the opponent sees the ball.
That is
So your team will be perfect.
your team is going to be possession based.
Exactly.
That is Guardiola kind of style. Because Guardiola himself said it
Yeah.
that being able to have the ball, you are preventing your opponent from scoring.
Exactly.
Okay.
But two, there are some times
Okay.
that your team needs
Needs
the defense, tight
okay.
defense.
Okay.
Probably when somebody, because all the 11 players cannot be at the same level
Of
at the
course.
same, all the time. And maybe somebody is just missed out of his career and what
Okay.
he's supposed to do and all that. And the other need to support and all that. So in that aspect,
Okay.
probably when you are having difficulties and
Okay.
all that, you have to come back and come and so. But that will not mean that you are packing the ball and
Okay.
you want to.
Okay.
It's the process of just getting your ball and then start
Now
playing again.
in a midfield of 3 or 4, let's say it's a 4-3-3
Yeah.
formation or 4-4-2, and you are one of the midfielders, who are the players you love to play with? If it is 4-4-3, who are the 2 players you love to pair with? If it is 4-4-2, who are the 3 players you love to pair with?
Myself
Yourself.
during our time.
Yeah, during your
Playing.
time. During your time. Or probably now.
Well, I think
Okay,
I would love
let's take
to
it from
play.
Nigeria. That
Yes,
okay, during your
that's
time.
what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Okay.
Like Olise and
Olise, okay.
Okocha.
Okocha.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I will be in between
Okay.
both
Okay.
of them
Okay.
during the going forward and coming
Okay.
back to support in marking in the midfield
Okay.
and even supporting the attack too and Okocha doing his thing,
Okay. The magic.
and the magic and all
Okay.
that, and then having to have uh, either Siasia or
Okay.
Rashidi Yekini
Okay.
and Amokachi and all, a lot of combination, strong one that
Okay.
will make anyone enjoy the game.
Let me quickly ask this question. There's this thing that is happening to Nigerian Super Eagles in Libya. You know, they were not being treated. Going from what we are reading and watching, and the teams are saying that they are not going to. I think after the news that
They are
was
back
speaking
in
in this one, they're
Nigeria, as
back
you
in
mentioned.
Nigeria. As a coach, some people are saying that they should have played the game that the past teams, they saw some terrible things, and yet they still went ahead. That is still part of the game. Would you have asked your player to go ahead and play the game or recall them back to the country?
I wouldn't have.
Okay, you will have asked them.
Because
Okay,
and yeah, I would have asked them to
to
come
come back
back.
like they did.
Yes, like
Okay,
they
so you
did.
supported.
Because Um, if we have taken that in the past, although I never experienced that, yes,
Okay.
we experienced them in
Where
long
some team
journey,
would take you to
long journey and all that. I
just to
mean,
like
even in Nigeria here, so many hours. But in these days, it's an act of, I don't
wickedness,
know, maybe wicked or a way of,
demoralizing the team.
destabilizing, weakening the team,
Uh-huh.
and making the team to suffer before the day of, the game. And no team
Okay.
deserve, to be
To
treated
treat them
that way.
such way. Okay.
No team deserve to be treated
Okay.
that way. And if you are not in your optimal, God forbid,
God forbid.
we
And
don't want to see a player slumping on the field because he didn't have, enough
rests.
rest. Because when you don't have enough rest and you want to go and play a high performance game and all that, it affects your health.
Wow.
And we don't want to see that. So I prefer, because the life of the players is
Okay.
better than the game that you are going to play
Yeah.
3 points
Okay.
and all that, and having to have casualties and death or anything like that. These are professional players. They have to go back to their club immediately and play this weekend.
Okay.
And if they are treated that way, how will they playing and then getting to their team, traveling and all that, then play another game and all that?
Okay.
So I think the best
So
thing
the
was
team did
what they have
took the
done
best
and all
decision
that.
by
Yes,
asking them to
of
come back.
course.
Okay.
Then we now wait for what CAF is going to say
Okay.
about this thing.
From what we get, they said Carl is urging them to go and play the match and stuff like that. Was we
Well,
don't know how far it is true. We have not
I
really.
didn't know anything like
Okay.
that and all that. But let's just see what the decision will be, because
Okay.
no CAF will not even tell you that it's a right decision made
Okay.
to suffer. For almost 24 hours,
24
to
hours.
be
Exactly.
at the airport. Do you know
And they still have to travel to
what it
like
is exactly? They travel and coming back. They played on was it
on
on Friday or
Friday on
Saturday,
Friday.
and traveling and all that. Then not having to sleep, rest, eat. Nobody can survive that.
Wow.
When you don't eat for so many hours and you don't drink for so many hours, I just thank God that we didn't have any casualty, even right there at the airport.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have any water to drink,
You'll be dehydrated.
dehydrated and anything can happen. So
So
I
football
think
is a serious game, and the players have to like
have to
perform.
be
Prepare
yes, because it's an high performance
performance
game,
game. Wow.
and you have to be at your optimum form and state of mind and all that to be able to play. It's not easy to start
Just go
running
out there.
90 minutes or
And
100
if they don't
minutes
play
and all
well,
that.
it's still the fans that will be telling them that
Apart from the fans,
Okay.
what about the body system and everything of every player?
So now, if you have to name the African 11, who would,
It's
who would
very difficult. It's going to be very difficult for me to name African 11. There are so many players actually that you have there. And all that.
okay.
So
Okay. What is that player would have loved to play with in Europe that you didn't play with? That you would have loved to the player to be your teammate, but that is playing now.
that is playing now in Europe. I would have loved to play with Vinicius,
Okay, Vinicius.
Mbappe,
Okay, those are
and
attackers. Okay.
yes, then well, when I was playing this, Lewandowski too.
Sorry.
Many of them. There are quite a number of
Okay, players.
great players that one would have.
You were once, shooting stars administrator. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Briefly tell us the
General
experience.
manager.
General manager. Tell us the experience there. What did you take away from your administration then? What are the things you would have loved to do that you couldn't do? Probably due to some reasons. How was the
Well,
experience like?
the experience was good because I was just coming very young, coming from Spain, having left football just a few years. Having retired from football a few years before then. It was in 2008, and
2008.
I
Okay.
just finished my UEFA Pro license, and
Okay.
even football administration courses that I took then.
Okay.
So that was what I had in mind coming home to transform
The club,
and try and change the club to
the mentality and the culture of the club.
yes, and even transform and making it like they do in Europe and all
Yeah.
that. Yes, I tried my best, but
Were you able to achieve your
no,
goal?
I was not able to do that because
Government, fans,
no.
finances.
The fans, were good, and the government, but the disposition of
Okay.
doing things and all that was not there. And I think the objective of that year was to make the club come back because the club was
Okay. Sure.
in relegation then,
Relegation.
and come
I think
back
they
to
did
the
come back to the
yes, of
yes.
course.
Okay.
The first year
Okay.
and maintained the club in the first division before I left.
Okay.
So it was a very good experience
Okay.
in which I learned a lot
A lot. Okay.
about people, about administration, about uh, the Nigerian system
System.
and football entirely.
If you asked to come back, would you?
Well, there are people there now.
No.
So,
Let's say
no, don't just, I wouldn't want to cause a
if
controversy and all
Sheyi
that.
Makinde let
Yes,
government out to now, because you are sir,
wait.
you have played at the highest level.
Yes, I played at the highest level and I managed the shooting side, but there are
Okay, you have
people
done your
there
part, so
now.
you should
I
leave the
did my
people who are
part.
doing it.
The people are there
They should
now and all
just
that, and I won't say anything about that again. And I won't say anything about if I'm called upon or the people that
they
are
should just
there.
do their thing,
They are
and
doing well.
they are doing well. Are they doing well?
They are doing well.
They are
Very
doing
well,
well.
of course.
Okay. So now, what's the next thing? Is it coaching? Is it football scouting? And what's the next
Well,
thing?
I'm into everything.
Okay.
I consult for an academy, Land Relay Academy. That's a school
Okay.
that is involved in sports, and you have to be a
What's the name of
sportsman
the
to be
school?
in Land Relay
Land Relay
Sports Academy.
Sports Academy.
And
Okay.
they are both football, uh, basketball, and athletics. So and the students are admitted from SS1 to SS3, and this is the third year going to another. Fourth year now, and I've been consulting for them and recruiting players from for them and all that. So I'm doing that at the moment, and I just did my renewal or evaluation of my UEFA Pro license.
Okay.
Just finished on Sunday.
Okay.
Online.
This Sunday.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think I'm into every other thing.
So because the viewers will not like me, not forgive me if I didn't ask this question. You played in, like I said, US 94. You also played in France 98 and Korea, South Korea, Japan 2002. Which of the teams would you say has the brightest chance of probably reaching the knockout stage?
Yes, in 1994 we reached the knockout stage.
At second round.
Yes,
second round. Okay. When I mean knockout, I'm talking about from the quarterfinal, semi-final. Because we were the first African team to.
Yes, I think both 94 and 98 we had them in the prospect. If not, firstly, the 94 was just
silly
2 minutes. 2 minutes
madness.
to the end. Exactly. 2 minutes to the end of the game, and it would have been our opportunity of getting into quarterfinal and all that, and we blew it off. And in 98 too, the same.
Because he just won the Olympic in 1996, so people thought we had.
So in 98 too, but we
that
lost
98 team.
Denmark. We lost against Denmark, and everything just
4-1.
Yeah.
What happened?
We lost this month. football.
Because you had a fantastic team. You beat SAT, you beat
Yes, we
Spain in
had
the
a
opening
good
match.
team. Yes,
Yeah.
we had good
I
team.
think you beat Bulgaria. Is it in the
We
second
beat
match?
Bulgaria in the second
Eh.
match 1-0,
So
and
and
we
people thought we
lost.
will overrun
That's what
Denmark.
people thought. Think. People
So
always think.
what really happened?
What happened?
Was it a tactical master plan from the part of Denmark or what? Because it's like you were massacred, you were reduced to nothing.
And actually, uh, uh,
Some people say it's out of the discipline on the part of the players.
everybody would say a lot of things. About. So you've said so many things now.
And that,
That
no, that's what people say. That's what we read in the pages of
exactly.
newspapers.
So that's what I'm saying. That everybody would think of every other thing and all that. And I just believe. It's kind of football because we were being mastered by
Okay,
Denmark, by
okay.
Denmark, and they knew where we had our weaknesses, and then they worked on our weaknesses, and that was how we
And
were able to.
on our own
We were
part,
not on
we
our own
didn't
part.
master the strengths and weaknesses.
Yes, we couldn't get over it when they did.
So meaning that we could say as a result of it was as a result of tactical deficiencies on our own part. That was why we lost the match.
Let me tell you, football is a game of taking chances and all
Sure.
that. You understand? It wasn't as
Yes.
if we didn't take our chance. So I wouldn't say tactical deficiency.
Deficiencies. Okay.
Every team have their game plan and all that. If it works, yes, good for you.
Okay.
If it doesn't work,
Wow.
and then the opponent
Okay.
tactical and
You know.
plans
Okay.
work.
Work.
And
Okay.
that's why we have one team winning and the other team losing.
Okay.
So it's just the game of football.
Okay. So let's just round up now. So what would you? I want you to advise the upcoming player. You started. I just said started from the scratch, and you played at the top for years. Something that we have not been has not been happening these days. Nigerian players, when they get to national team, they just play for a few years. You played for a year, and a couple of the players back then, people played together from 92, 94, 96, 98, 2002. So, what advice would you, and you still look very fit now. So, what advice would you give the upcoming players who wants to make a landmark achievement in this football profession?
Well, I would rather say that it's consistency is very very important. And then when you know where you want to get to, you have to work towards it. There might be kind of distractions and a lot of things that might want to lead you to
Okay.
a wrong way. But if you focus, if you're focused, and then you'll be able to get it. So my advice to them would be on discipline. They have to have focus,
Focus.
and they have to be consistent too, and work very hard.
Lastly, you have always been known to be very calm, cool, collected. You don't cause controversies. These traits that are just highlighted, did it really help you in your professional
Yes, of
journey?
course.
Okay.
It helps me. Why do you want controversy? For what? Controversy and all these things can then distract you from what you want to do.
Okay.
And I take life very simple,
Okay.
and I watch, I study things, and I just have to be in my optimum condition for myself. So if you say I'm calm,
Yeah.
yes, in life everybody has his own,
Sure.
but the calmness will not give you IPP and
Sure.
all that. And that's just what I try as much as possible. In the beginning, yes, a very sensitive somebody and
Okay.
very active. I want to do and all that, and I want this to happen. This and not. When I was still, very young, but I realized that it is not the way you hustle or hurry or do that makes things happen. It's your calmness and the way you see things and and try and work for what you want. That's what gives you results, and that's why I'm always like that.
You had 4 female children. Is that correct?
Yes.
I read in one interview say you love it. That you're happy about it. Or like some African whereby they say they want to have an higher is going to carry on with the names and stuff like that.
Yes, of course. That's what God has given to me, and I have to love them and make them
Where are
the
they
way.
now? Are
That's
they in Europe or
yeah, in
Nigeria?
Europe.
They're in Europe. Yeah, with the madam.
Yes.
Okay. How people say you did some smart, business when you were playing in Europe, back then, because we had a couple of your colleagues, they were not able to like make use of the money they were earning, then. But people said because of your calmness, you were able to like go into your smart investment. Is it true?
Well, yes, when you are young and all that, when you go into some things that works, and then some things that did not work and all that, but that's not the end of the world. Then you just have to continue working and continue striving and try to be. But I thank God today that
Yeah.
I'm okay, I'm
Okay.
fine,
Yeah.
health
It's
wise,
obvious.
and we just pray that God continue to be with one and not.
So can we see Mutiu Adepoju taking on a management, a coaching uh,
Well,
job?
who knows? That's why I renew my UEFA
Okay.
Pro license
Okay.
every 3 years because when you have, I had it since 2008,
Okay.
and I've been doing the revaluation every
Okay.
3 years, and that's what keep you valid to be able to coach anything.
So meaning
So
you
I know
can, if
in
any
case
club,
of anything
you know,
comes and anything happens,
they
why
come with
not?
the right offer. You are.
Why not?
It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I must sincerely
Pleasure
say
is
that I
mine.
really enjoyed this interview. We want to sincerely, on behalf of the Mike Uncensored crew, we want to sincerely thank you for
Yes,
granting
my
us this interview.